Hi, my name is James Gedge. I'm a realtor, and today I am with Laura Da Silva of Lighthouse Counseling. Laura, it is a pleasure and an honor to be here with you today.
My pleasure is all mine.
Today we are talking about change. I have the amazing opportunity of working with individuals, families, couples when they move. Kind of a big change in a lot of people's lives. But before we get to that and talk about change, Laura, tell us about yourself.
So as he said, that I am the owner of Lighthouse Counseling Services, and we provide mental health counseling for all ages from 18 months on up, and really I could say from the womb on up, because we do work with moms and the attachment while pregnant as well, and
cool.
Their struggles with pregnancy. And we help people really with a wide variety of issues. We don't just specialize in one thing. So sometimes you hear of like clinics that specialize in just trauma or OCD or whatnot. We're really eclectic and work with people with a wide range of issues.
And you have 9 therapists in office?
We do.
We'll get to this later, but you do. So that's a very broad wealth of experience to draw from.
Definitely.
And you can find your own. Today, as we talk about change, I want to specialize in and hone in on the empty nester phase, the phase of downsizing, right sizing, whatever you may call it. But Laura, my kids have left the house. Now what? What do I do?
That it can be such a hard phase in life because it's been your life for 20 plus years. And so now going into this empty nest phase, can just be really quick, pretty sudden, and leave you at a loss of what do I do now? And so I have a few tips that I would like to provide for you and for your listeners.
Yes.
First of all, I think it is really important, not that I think, it is really important that spouses or partners reconnect. And because you've been so busy raising kids for the past 20 years, you lose sight of who the other person is.
Who is that stranger in my house? Oh,
yeah.
I married them 20 years ago, that thing?
Or maybe they married them 10 years ago, but they've still it's been about the kids. And so being able to reconnect is really important. Second thing that I would suggest is to look at your interests. Once again, during those last 20 plus years, you've been putting your interests to the back burner, touching them occasionally when you have, what is that called? Spare time?
Free time?
Free time? I'm not sure what that is. I've heard it exists, but. And so being able to pick up those interests again is really important. And also staying connected with your children, of course. Even though they've left the home, it's still really important to connect with them. And even as you have grandkids, connecting with them. I've heard of a couple that would take their kids on date nights when they were growing up. They continue to do that, and they've added in the grandkids as well. And
that is such a cool thing to be able to do.
Yeah.
You don't have to just cut them off. It's okay.
Right. And it's also a great time to really take care of your health and your well-being. And taking care of yourself physically and mentally through doing yoga, going to the doctors when you need it, and taking care of yourself mentally through mental health therapy. And I would also suggest acknowledging the emotion. It is hard to go from having people all over in the home to empty nesting. And it's sad and it is lonely. And remember, your friends are going through this as well. So connect with them. Connect with others that are going through this. and build up a social network.
I think of so many times as parents, we try and be the leader to our kids and be the example. And so many times your emotions get swept under the rug. And you just try to be that example.
That's true.
And finally being able to express those and feel them. So important.
Yeah, definitely. So being able to acknowledge those emotions, finding interests, explore new ones. And for example, pickleball is newer. And so,
fastest growing sport.
Right.
It's probably going to be in the Olympics soon.
It may not have been your interest 20 years ago because it wasn't a thing back then, exploring new things. Yeah. That's important.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
As you talk about feeling those emotions that you felt, you're wanting to move, maybe you're realizing that your home is not for you anymore. It's too big. It's time to right size. And maybe the neighborhood isn't what it used to be. And your friends all live somewhere else. And maybe your kids all moved away. But guess what? I still have so many emotions in this home. I want to move, but I cannot betray my emotions in my home and my memories here. How do I deal with that?
So there's a few things that I would suggest with that. One of them is to cherish those memories and to honor them you could write a letter to the house and talk about.
We're not going to share it with anybody. It's okay. This is your personal letter.
And in this letter, you write all those cherished milestones, whether bad or good, right? We learned from all of them, and being able to write down all those milestones would be helpful.
And this could be a family activity as well.
Could. You could also go around the home and take pictures of your favorite parts of the home. And even as you need to stage the house and you're like, oh, I don't want to touch that area because it has so many memories, take a picture of it.
Yeah.
And take pictures of the different parts of your house and honor that transition. Honor what was and that chapter in your life, while also honoring the transition to the next chapter in your life.
So important. So many times I tell people let's declutter. You need to get rid of the junk. This is a lesson I need to learn. It's not junk. It's precious and it's memories. Right. And while some people may want to throw it away, this guy, I need to be patient and allow you to cherish and honor it.
Definitely. And one thing that they could also consider is if there's like a piece in their house, maybe it's kind of aging myself a bit, but like with wallpaper.
It's coming back.
Oh,
it's back. It's back.
There you go. Taking a piece of the wallpaper.
Or even a chandelier that Timmy broke his arm on, swinging on. Right. Remove it, putting up a new chandelier.
Yeah, taking a piece that reminds you of the home and those cherished memories. Another thing that I would suggest too is if there's a plant or a tree that is very meaningful, digging the plant up or taking a piece to graph and put it at their new home, or if it's a tree, then purchasing a tree similar to that one to bring part of the home with them.
Being creative, I love it.
Yeah.
It's not just you have to chop it down and leave it and burden your old life. You could even with the neighborhood. You could throw a party with your neighborhood.
Definitely. Having a farewell party with your neighborhood or maybe just with your family, whichever.
Yeah. New home parties are a thing, but why not a farewell party? So many people just run away from their neighborhood and wait, they moved last week? What? When was that? You can actually throw a party that way.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Loading the truck party.
That too. Feed them first and then load the truck.
Feed them after, or they're going to leave before they're loading the truck.
Even better. Okay, so somebody has decided that they would like to move. Because maybe as you rediscover yourself, maybe you find that a remodel of a home is just perfect, and that is just fine. But maybe you discover that the neighborhood, the location I can't change, and I've always dreamed of moving to Coeur d'Alene or to Florida or to St. George or across the street from my grandbabies because they now live in Texas. Whatever it may be, sometimes that's a pie in the sky thing. And as you commit to this move, but maybe you get there and you realize it wasn't all what it's cracked up to be.
Yeah.
So what do you think about experimenting with a new location, whether it's renting there or whatever it may be?
Yeah, renting may not be a bad option. There is a hierarchy called the Maslow hierarchy of needs, and it starts with the basics of having food and shelter, and then goes into the safety and like physical and emotional safety and sense of belonging and such, et cetera, et cetera. And so renting gives you, in a brand new place that you're not very familiar with, gives you this sense of, is this a place that provides me with safety and comfort? Does it actually meet all of my needs? Does it make sense in my daily routine? If like you have medical issues and the next doctor that specializes that isn't for another 2 to 4 hours, it's something to rethink about, but sometimes you don't know these things until you live there.
Yeah.
And even maybe you were looking at a home and you didn't realize that rush hour goes right in front of your house and it's going to be horrible to get in and out. Or maybe there's a train that you've seen that there's train tracks in the distance, but didn't realize that it comes through at 3 a.m. and shakes the house,
And 5 and 7.
Right. And so there's just different things that you don't know about until you live in a home. And so renting either the home or in that area, and even if you rent in the area, you can kind of see what neighborhoods would fit best for you.
Especially if it's an extremely large move to a different state or something like that.
Yeah. And even like getting involved in the community and getting a feel to see if socially it's a fit for you. Because maybe you are empty nesting and you just moved into a neighborhood that actually is just full of young families. And maybe that's a fit for you and maybe it's not, so it's good to get a feel.
Yeah.
But the only downsides that I could see would be the financial risk.
Yeah.
Because if you rented like an Airbnb or something
Pretty
for
pricey.
a few months,
yeah,
your rent may be more than what your mortgage would be, but on the emotional side of it is if you're ready to settle, it's not giving you that time to settle. You're still in this transition mode for a few months while you're figuring out, is this where I want to be?
You haven't committed yet.
Now, so it doesn't give you that total sense.
So there might be a balance based on maybe it's visit a couple weekends or for a week here, a week there, just to experiment.
Definitely.
And definitely very personal. Each decision, there's not one clear-cut answer for everybody.
Right.
Definitely personal.
But even if you were saying maybe your grandbabies live in Texas, so you're thinking about going there, you at least have family that can give you a sense as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, Laura, it has been a pleasure. And before we go, any last suggestions you have to those empty nesters considering a move? And then tell everybody how to reach you, how to contact you, and how to get a hold of you.
Yeah. A lot of times people think of mental health services as like for depression or anxiety or other severe things, but we help a lot of people with adjustments, and life isn't always easy. So we're there to help people through their lives. You can contact us through our website at www.lighthouse, M as in mental, H as in health, counseling.com.
And we'll put all the info probably on the screen right here or in the comment section down below.
Perfect.
Thank you so much. It's been a
Thank you.
pleasure. All right, till
Thank
the
you.
next time. Bye, guys.